At an AOC Bernie Sanders rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted in approval. What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, this is not a symbol of freedom. This is. This is a serious problem for Democrats. Less than 1 in 4 Democrats under 30 say they're proud to be an American. 54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed? Like America's your mom picking you up at school? You're embarrassed to be an American? Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual. Because you have no perspective. Is America perfect? No, of course not. No country is.
Oh, it's happening. Bill Maher just torched the left on live TV, and this might be the clearest sign yet that he's ready to jump ship. The man's had enough, and this latest monologue, it wasn't a rant, it was a reckoning. On Real Time, Maher came out swinging, not holding back, not softening the blows. He ripped into AOC, shredded the Democrats, and exposed what he called a rotting ideology that's turning patriotism into a punchline. He wasn't just mad, he was furious. And when Maher gets furious, you listen, let's get into the chaos.
Let's hear it for Democratic politicians who keep it real. Senator Alyssa Slotkin of Michigan says Democrats are, quote, weak and woke and should get some goddamn alpha energy and need to fucking retake the flag. I gotta say this. I love this new trend.
The cannibalism on the left has officially begun. Democrats are turning on each other like wolves in a cage. And the so-called unity they preach? Total illusion. One by one, they're waking up to the deranged circus they've been part of, and now the truth is spilling out. The radical woke agenda isn't just out of control. It's a self-inflicted disaster that's gutting every ounce of sanity from the party. And Bill Maher, he saw it coming, and he's loving every second of it. You could practically see the fire in his eyes as yet another Democrat finally broke free from the cult and dared to speak out. This wasn't just a clapback, it was a declaration of war. And trust me, Maher's only warming up.
But here's the thing. Senator Slotkin is a serious person. She's a former CIA agent. You know how every streaming action movie now is about a soccer mom who used to be in the CIA? Okay, that's really her. So we should listen to her because she's right. Lady Deadpool is right.
The left is spiraling, and the detonation has begun. Bill Maher and Senator Slotkin, once proud liberal voices, are now sounding the alarm from inside the walls. This isn't some partisan squabble, it's a full-scale identity crisis. The progressive narrative is collapsing under its own weight, and the silence from the top, deafening. Maher's about to unleash data that could wreck the Democratic playbook, hard truths they've desperately tried to bury. And when a truth-teller like Maher goes off-script, the entire party starts sweating. This isn't a crack in the dam, it's a flood, and the reckoning is only just beginning.
This is a serious problem for Democrats. Less than 1 in 4 Democrats under 30 say they're proud to be an American. 54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed? Like America's your mom picking you up at school? You're embarrassed to be an American? Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual. Because you have no perspective. Is America perfect? No, of course not. No country is.
This is absolutely bonkers. The second Trump grabbed the reins, Democrats flipped the script and started acting like America itself is the enemy. The hypocrisy? Off the charts. They'll go to any desperate length to force their radical agenda down our throats. They preach unity, but only when it suits their power play. The moment reality doesn't bend to their will, they unleash chaos, division, and nonstop outrage. Their fake moral posturing, just a mask for ruthless control. Unity, that's nothing more than a hollow catchphrase to manipulate the masses. Now watch Maher as he pulls back the curtain and exposes the real state of America under Trump, a truth the left doesn't want you to hear.
But the U.S. is leagues ahead of the rest of the world on most of the progressive issues that are important to young people. America has 14 million women-owned businesses. 17% of black women are starting businesses, which is faster than white women or white men. Gay Americans are free to marry, and 49% of them own property. Yes, in America, gays buy buildings. In other places, they get thrown off them.
And yet, the same media outlets keep pushing the worn-out lie that the LGBTQ+ community is under siege just because Trump holds office. Meanwhile, pundits are spinning tales of women losing businesses and America slipping back to the 60s. It's nothing but high-level fear-mongering designed to rile emotions, not deliver facts. These talking heads aren't after the truth. They're chasing clicks, outrage, and a never-ending panic cycle. A propaganda machine running on paranoia and half-truths. But Maher, he's cutting through the noise, standing firm in Trump's defense. Watch how he shuts down the hysteria with cold, hard reality.
You know all those old movies you think are cringe? Well, they're cringe because America changed, because we modernized, way more than most societies have. Our current Congress is the most racially and ethnically diverse ever. They're like a beautiful, useless rainbow. And we proudly live in a land where every TV commercial features a mixed-race couple, including the ones where it makes no sense. Mom's black, dad's white, and the kid's Asian. But here is the dilemma for Democrats. Their young people, their key constituency, not only don't like their own civilization, they like the wrong one. They actually think Hamas is a liberation movement. They chant for the Houthis. They're chanting, "We will honor our martyrs" at Yale. They're looking for love in all the wrong countries.
And honestly, can we blame the kids? Not really. They've been completely indoctrinated by a generation blinded by relentless Trump hatred. That venom didn't just stay aimed at one man, it mutated into a deep-seated rejection of the country itself, passed down like a toxic legacy. Critical thinking was swapped for bitterness, pride replaced with resentment. The outcome? A generation conditioned to view America as the enemy instead of the land of opportunity.
Someone needs to tell the kids that America is not the society where women basically have no rights, where there's zero freedom of religion and where dissent is punishable by death. Our democracy may be on life support, but we still have elections. They don't. And yet at Coachella this year, when an Irish rap group projected onto screens, "Fuck Israel, Free Palestine," got big applause. "Globalize the Intifada" is the catchphrase that's really catching on these days, as if worldwide suicide bombing and cosplaying Islamic revolutionaries is the answer to our problems.
These are the so-called solutions the Democrats and their allies have peddled to a gullible younger generation. Turn on your TV now, and the lies are overwhelming. Israel is twisted into the villain for defending its very existence, while terrorist groups are bizarrely celebrated as heroes. It's a total moral meltdown, and Bill Maher, to his credit, calls out the real culprits: Democrat politicians willing to sacrifice truth, integrity, and consequences just to cling to power.
At an AOC Bernie Sanders rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted in approval. What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, "This is not a symbol of freedom. This is."
It's terrifying and heartbreaking. AOC and Bernie Sanders saw this blatant injustice but kept quiet, all for political gain. How can anyone seriously equate Palestine with America? In many Palestinian areas, women are denied voting rights, forced to cover their hair, and sometimes their eyes. And LGBTQ+ people face brutal persecution, even death. Is this the society young Democrats truly want to defend? Is this the justice they claim to fight for? This isn't activism, it's blind ignorance dressed up in moral grandstanding. And the deafening silence from so-called progressive leaders says everything we need to know.
The thought leaders in the Democratic Party keep encouraging and not rebuking the idea that America is cringe and the people who run Gaza are great. The Democrats are doomed. Alyssa Slotkin's right. Liberals are weak and woke, especially the white ones, and they indulge all sorts of nonsense from their kids, a pattern that then continues on in the Democratic Party. Last election, it was all the gender stuff, the insistence that men can have babies and such, and now I fear that "we like the terrorists" is the new that.
Bill Maher is finally voicing what we've been screaming for years, bringing the whole story crashing back to reality. The Democrats are sinking fast, no sugarcoating it. When the left started pushing outlandish ideas like men giving birth, banning discipline for kids, abortion on demand at any stage, and instant gender swaps, I warned you. They dismissed it as progress. Well, how's that working out for them now? Just look at their humiliating defeats at the polls. Have they learned anything? Absolutely not. Instead of course correcting, they're doubling down, now openly backing causes that excuse or even glorify terrorism. This isn't just political collapse, it's a complete moral meltdown. And Americans are waking up, one by one, to the lunacy swallowing the left whole. And then Bill Maher drops the hammer hard.
Liberals need to push back on the dumb ideas that come from their children. The Democrats' problem is the energy of the parties with the young and the younger with the terrorists. That's not good. So talk to your children and remind them you don't really want to live like your heroes in Hamas. All the shit you do all day, it was all made in America. Your smartphone, your Grubhub, your freedom to bitch about America, that's all American stuff. You tell your phone you want a milkshake and a guy brings it to your house. Please, you couldn't survive a week living in Intifadaville.
The longer Democrats cling to lies and toxic woke ideology, the faster their party spirals toward collapse. They need real, practical ideas that speak to everyday Americans, and the courage to stop sugarcoating the truth for the next generation. Ignoring reality only pushes voters away, even young and Black communities once loyal to them. If they don't course correct soon, Democrats won't just lose elections, they'll lose whole generations.
You're like the girl in White Lotus who was going to live in a Buddhist monastery and then lasted one night.
At this pace, Republicans might not even need to campaign in 2028. Democrats are tearing themselves apart with every misguided policy, tone-deaf comment, and radical stunt, driving voters away in droves. By the next election, Republicans could practically walk to victory with no serious opposition in sight. Once a powerhouse, the Democratic Party is now a fractured mess, crippled by infighting, virtue signaling, and denial of reality. They've abandoned the working class, alienated minorities, and lost millions with their obsession over fringe issues. While Republicans push law, order, and economic sense, Democrats debate pronouns and rewrite biology. If this keeps up, 2028 won't be a fight. It'll be a takeover. Unless Democrats pull a complete 180, they're not just risking seats, they're risking their very relevance as America moves on without them.
Someone must tell the usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging, not keep digging. Talk about doubling down on what got you fucked in the first place. Even the one concession I've heard a few people on the losing side offer, that liberals should stop saying the Trump voters are stupid, comes with a kind of unspoken parentheses. We know they are stupid, just don't say it.
In the end, the Democratic Party is on a destructive spiral, driven by lies, extreme ideology, and moral confusion. Their refusal to face reality and obsession with fringe issues is alienating young voters, minorities, and even longtime liberals. Meanwhile, Republicans barely need to try. Their rivals are self-sabotaging. If Democrats don't snap out of it, they won't just lose elections, they'll lose the nation's trust. The tide is shifting. Americans crave truth, stability, and common sense, and right now, they're not finding it on the left. History won't be kind to those who traded reason for empty rhetoric, and voters won't forget who stood for truth versus who chased applause. And with that, we'll close today's video. If you liked it, smash that like button and subscribe for more hard-hitting content. Share this with a friend. Let's dismantle wokeism one video at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.